Star Citizen testing 200 player servers, okay, from LevelCap Gaming. Let's check it out.
The developers of Star Citizen are about to test 200 player servers. This will effectively double the current player count. However, the Star Citizen experience on 100 player servers is still struggling with bugs and stability issues. Let's talk about that and some other crazy things happening on the horizon. Now, the unofficial / leaked news coming from CIG's Evocati testers is that
after the polka level cap. Thank you, Doug. Listen, everything can hold up for a polka. Like LevelCap, I'm sorry, then, but you got polka'd out. You got polka'd out by Doug.
That private 200 player server testing is either currently or about to be underway. Once this leak broke to the wider player base, the obvious point was made that the current 100 player servers are still very buggy in many ways, with the AI NPCs often non-functional due to the limited server overhead, along with a litany of other bugs. So why push the player count even further? One likely reason is to find the actual breaking point of their current server tech. Ultimately, CIG wants to cram as many players as possible into a single server shard before needing to spool up a second server once their server meshing tech is up and running. Ultimately, CIG wants to maximize the efficiencies to use the least amount of servers possible while also providing a good playable experience. So finding these breaking points is important, though the previous bump last year from 50 players to 100 players felt like that point was already found. Now, another likely reason for this test is just implementing new backend tech. The newer persistent system that was launched with the 3.18 update is the first stepping stone to the replication layer and server meshing tech. So perhaps this test is also further testing out more of the server meshing tech. This, in my opinion, would be one of the more exciting possibilities. Like with the current tech, the idea of 200 player servers seems kind of impossible, but if, say, the AI NPCs or other things were offloaded to a different server and then meshed together, perhaps that 200 player count seems more reasonable. With the latest projection for server meshing tech being tested by the end of the year, maybe this is the start of that, or maybe that projection is just going to get pushed back further.
Yes. By the way, yes, it will. This is going to take a long time. We are at that moment in time where this is getting like to the meat and potatoes of the whole game. You know, it's taken us a long time to get here. We should appreciate the fact that we've gotten this far and that the game looks like this, right? It's buggy. We have issues. The physics, don't even get me started about it. Everybody thinks I'm like this white knight. It's funny because, like, I'm always bitching about physics. I'm always talking about the flight experience and how it could be better. And yet people are labeling me like a white knight. What the fuck, man? I've got like 2,600 videos. I've been doing this since 2014. My opinion's gone good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. It's like a goddamn tennis game. Okay. Fucking. Did you like that, Pepe? It wasn't that funny, right? That's why I got this laughter track. Stop it. It's hurting my feelings. Anyway, I will say this. This is the most important part of the development right now. This is where we hit that wall and we have to develop a tech that has never been done. It's not out. Like, the experience that we want with the amount of people that we're going to need, we're here now. Like, this is where the real work starts. And this is going to take a long time. And it's going to be worth it.
Server meshing isn't going to roll out as a feature-complete update, but more likely as an iterative approach where
we went from 33, and I'm going to tell you why I can tell the kiddos from the men in this right now. I can tell you the adults, the men and women versus the kiddos. And I'm going to tell you right now, we had 34 people. When I started talking about how long a time it was going to take, we went from 34 people down to 19 on the stream. They don't want to hear it. The kiddos, they leave. They don't want to hear it's going to take a long time. They want everything right now. They want it now. but it's not going to be now. It's going to take a long time. The kiddos, they'd rather bitch about it. They'd rather make that clickbait. They'd rather tell you how many different ways Star Citizen sucks. The kiddos don't get it. They want it right now. And it's proofs in the pudding. I'm talking it's going to take a long time. I'm saying there's adults in the room now doing real work. And we went from 34 people down to 19. You understand? These 19 in here right now that are watching, that's right. That is right, Abyss. That's the difference. That's the difference right there. It's easy to give up. It's easy to be a kiddo and want it right now. It's easy to get that clickety-clack and hate and hate and hate in 50 different ways. It's easy. But the real meat and potatoes of it is we are in the work phase now that matters most. It's in that technology that needs to be created, that hasn't been created. It's in being the pioneer. Is Chris going to do it? Is Cloud Imperium going to do it? Dudes, I've been on this for 10 years, okay? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time now. It's going to take some time now, and that's going to piss people off. That's going to piss people off. And you're going to start seeing the scam videos again. You're going to start hearing about the Ponzi schemes. It's another cycle. It's a whole nother cycle. And then they're going to point their finger at the people that have been on the journey the longest and make fun of them. They're going to tell us that we're idiots and that we're fools. They're going to tell us that, we don't matter, like we don't matter. We've been here since the beginning. The only reason why this is here for the kiddos to try out is because we are here.
Yes, sir. You're not going to eat me. Yes.
So go play, do what you want. Just let the adults do the work right now.
We first see, say, planet groups existing on their own servers, and then so on and so forth, with more and more things being...
Thank you, Aether. Thank you. We all have our... right, Aether? He says, now the adults are in the room. Real talk. Love you, DG. Yeah, Aether, listen. Right, dude. And people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that. And they're going to give you 15 different excuses or 50 or 100 different excuses on their reasoning, on how horrible, how horrible everything is in Star Citizen. And yet, look at all the advances. Look how far we've come on this, for God's sake. Come on. People that have been here the longest, we know all the work that's been put into this. We know that this is like 50 million times better an experience than what we started out with. We've seen the progress. We know it exists. We've been here supporting it the whole damn time. I never left. I never once, even when I was pissed off at the development, said, oh, I got to take a break from it. I hate those motherfucking videos. I hate those videos of content creators who are like, oh, I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break. Like they got to announce it. Like I give a damn. Right? What's up, info runners? What's up, dude? Bringing over 38 Vikings like a boss. What's up, Execute? That's my buddy Execute over at Info Runners. Coming in with the info run. What are you calling your crew over there? Like what? The runners? Are they the runners? You're the info, and they're running. Is that what's going on over there, Info Runners? What's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome DG360, and you are in luck because tonight we are having a Liberator giveaway.
Yes, sir. You're not going to eat me.
What? What? If you want to enter, you do have to be a YouTube member or a patron. Brr. You want to do that? Just become one. Let me know that you did, and I will try and get you on this wonderful wheel tonight. And we will spin it at the end of the after party before we go into our Dungeons and Dragons mode, which will be very, very fun. So I good luck to everybody. And I will check after this video. We're talking about the 200-player server testing going on right now in Star Citizen. And please sit down, relax. Thank you, antagonist. Enjoy yourself. Get your beverage. And let's all thank Execute, man, for being an awesome dude. Execute, you're the best, man. I love you, man. Thank you very, very much.
broken up to different server groups. The upgrade from 50 players to 100 players that we saw last year came out of nowhere with hardly any lead up or announcement, and then bam, it was on the live servers. So it's possible that this will get tested.
There's the love for execute.
With a common denominator.
There's the love for execute from Orison.
Briefly in Evocati and then pushed to live without much warning, which would be wild to see Star Citizen go from 50 player servers in 2022 to 200 player servers in 2023. That would certainly be impressive progress. But even if the performance, tick rate, and stability issues were solved, it would bring up some other scalability issues that even the 100 player servers we play on now have shown to be an issue. Not enough landing pads, mission points overlapping, terminal congestion, large-scale event scaling problems, and other features that tend to break down simply because the current universe has design problems when you start increasing the player count. For example, if you've ever entered a bunker or even a box drop-off location only to emerge from that location or base with your ship in ruins outside. The most likely reason for this is that a group of pirate NPCs were spawned overhead for someone else's mission, and they just decided to attack your landed spacecraft while you're away. The frequency of this happening has scaled up dramatically with 100 player servers, and I would imagine that it would get even more frequent with 200 player servers, let alone landing issues due to lack of available landing bays at popular destinations. And pretty much all of the large scale events like Xenothreat and Invictus Launch Week have brought these 100 player servers to their knees with legendarily bad performance and stability. Nonetheless,
that's an understatement. That's an understatement. Even saying legendarily bad is an understatement.
Increasing the player count is a necessary step to show the flaws and cracks in the game design so that it can be fixed and refined.
I love everything about the
And if we've learned anything from the Star Citizen development process, this is going to be a bumpy road for both players and developers. Currently in the live experience, there's many reports of invisible players running around and killing the FPS combat experience, and new duplication glitches allowing players to make massive amounts of money by exploiting the system. So even the current state of things isn't what anyone would call smooth sailing. Personally, I hope this 200 player server test is actually more in line with getting server meshing tech online. The holy grail, the silver bullet tech that this game needs to realize the massive scale and multi-system experience. Now that's one of the bigger, more complex issues that Star Citizen needs to solve for the grand vision of the game. But even the smaller aspects of Star Citizen have become much more complex than most people anticipated. Last week's Inside Star Citizen showed off a new trespassing system that'll allow players to shoot trespassers on their spaceships without getting a crime stat. It sounds simple enough on the surface, but when the devs actually explained how the system works and the complexity of this rule system, it became clear just how much work it is to even implement a small quality of life upgrade. CIG has approached Star Citizen with the goal of doing things right and not taking shortcuts or faking the experience, which has given fans a universe of unparalleled realism and immersion while also guaranteeing an extremely long development time due to doing things.
We want it done right. Measure twice, cut once. Okay? I don't know why everybody's like, it drives me insane. Everybody, go. Everybody's like, fast, go, fast. It drives me fucking nuts, man. Just let them make the game. Just let them do what they do. These guys that sit around talking like they know what they're talking about is ridiculous. Me included.
Correctly, quote unquote. Now later this week, CIG is going to show off the future plans for Port Olisar, Star Citizen's first major space station. Fans are extremely protective of this station as its now dated design is arguably more streamlined than many of the larger stations that require ship hangars and elevators. I'm very curious to see what CIG does here because Port Olisar is a great example of how new isn't always better. It's still a favorite destination and even preferred home base of many pilots due due to the speed and efficiency at which you can trade, gear up.
It's not only that, it's not only the utility of it, it's the vibe of it, it's the feeling of it, it's the veteran station, man. It's what we grew in. It's like the first time we were out there in space. It's got every type of feeling attached to it of the old school, man. It's the vibe, man. Poor Alisar. And what we watched tonight on Inside Star Citizen, man, the way they ended that with Jared, dude, that was classic. That was a classic episode. But, you know, they're replacing it with Seraphim, and nobody knows what happens to Alisar, but Jared basically just launched it in a Crusader.
Up, land, and take off. Now, one of the biggest events happening this year for Star Citizen is the first in-person CitizenCon since 2019. The pandemic shut down most major gaming events, including E3, which may be a permanent closure. But CitizenCon is coming back in October, and with a much heftier price tag. $200 for basic admission and $300 for the premium experience, which
It's LA, by the way, guys. I was born there. When I was born there, when I was born there, milk was $8 a gallon. Okay, okay. Like I hear people bitching about prices and ticket increases and everything, but it's LA, people. You know, like I gotta get you guys to understand what's going on in LA. It's like the most expensive things in your lifetime. Air probably costs money there. They're thinking about it. They're thinking about
an
charging for air there.
This has left many fans upset, especially considering that it takes place in LA and will require probably some fairly costly hotel fees and travel fees. Some have compared it to other gaming events that are less expensive. However, I'm personally not that surprised. The project still needs funding to move forward, so using CitizenCon as a fundraising event versus a cover-the-cost event makes much more sense to me. And as someone who has been to many gaming conventions, well, these prices actually don't seem that out of the ordinary. In fact, these prices line up almost exactly with the EVE Online yearly convention.
They need the hangers
Hopefully
to do more
this price feels worth it for the fans, and I have no doubt that CIG is going to sell out at these price points. And I'm sure that the major presentations will all still be live streamed for everybody to enjoy at home. Now, beyond that, I'm awaiting the 3.2 update for Star Citizen that's getting more and more feature-rich as time goes on. The whole Sea and Arena Commander updates seem like pretty big deals that are going to get me back into the game probably much more regularly. I haven't been playing Star Citizen as much lately due to, well, 3.18 kind of killing my interest in the game for a while, and also a Diablo 4.
That's awesome. Halfsack got a hell of a deal right there. You didn't buy those in LA though, dude.
Addiction, and now BattleBit just being this amazing Battlefield replacement title. It's just eating up all my gaming. But I hear 3.19 has become much more stable, so I'm planning to hop back on for a bit. Let me know what you guys think about the 200-player server tech. Do you think it's just to find a new breaking point for the current tech, or do you think that there might be some secret server meshing tech behind it as well? Let me know in the comments, and next up, check out this video on a large-scale mining operation in Star Citizen.
Okay, that was a basic kind of, you know, slice of what we're going to be getting into with the server testing. Listen, this is the most chaotic part of the development right now. I mean, there's no easy way to put this. This is going to be the most labor-intensive part of the project, you know. Meshing in itself, creating this technology, it's for what they wanted to do, for what we wanted to do, that's never really been done before. It's going to take a long time. Yes, it's going to take a long time, and the kiddos, they can't stand to hear that. So let them tune into something else. Let them go to another game. They'll be back. They always are. I've been through 4 or 5 cycles of this right now. You know, I've seen the most hardened veterans, the most hardened Star Citizen content creators just say, I need a break, right? I've seen that. And I'm always laughing because I'm like, I'm just sitting here having a good time, enjoying it. Like whether I like it or not, whether I'm having a good time with it or I'm not. Right? Whether my opinion of it's shitty like it was in 2016 or whether my opinion's pretty good, which it is right now, right? I was here through the whole thing. I'm not taking a break. I'm going to announce that I'm not taking a break. How about that? Can I get an amen on that? I would like to announce that I've never taken a break from it. And I certainly wouldn't have that level of narcissism to think that anybody would give a shit if I were to like make a video and I would say, no, I'm never going to do it again. It's like, come on. You know, you're either going to dig what's going on or you're not. Simple as that, man. And for me, through the ups and downs, I've always appreciated what Chris wants from this. I've always appreciated the amount of work from the people, real people, with real work, developing the game. I've always appreciated it. You know, and they're very open, they're very transparent, and they listen to their gamer base. The connection between the developer and the gamer is paramount. It is the most aspect in this line of fundraising. Like, you know, when you're getting it from fans, and if this thing works, holy shit, the way we want it to, holy shit. And it's going to take a long time, but if it does, I'm going to say when it does. Because I didn't get this far by saying if, right? And I think anybody that's really put time into this journey and been here through the ups and downs, we didn't get here by saying if. We got here because we were saying, okay, when it happens. And we're okay with the time. It's just the way it is. It's the difference between an adult and a kiddo. That's it. All right, next one, Pepe, please.